Went from thinking before the race I could win it to mid-race thinking I had no chance, and then about the 250 metre mark I knew I was home. The feeling going through my body was crazy. I'd say more halfway through the injury was when I had probably the dark times. So getting back on track was actually the easiest part I found. It was just, probably the 2 months build up to get to these moments. It was the hardest, trying to get the weight down and mentally get right, and don't have all the other little things in the back of your head. To get on a filly like her gave me plenty of confidence, and 6 months prior I'd left this track in an ambulance, and first time I'd been on track since, and where I'd fell 6 months prior, I was hitting the front in the Group 1 race. So crazy how it's all came around, and it's exciting. It was very exciting and very emotional day. Yeah, well, look, probably the hardest 6 months I've had, in my career. Obviously falling, it's my first major fall, and basically got away with it with 2 fractures in my neck, my C6, my C7. Had a bleed on the brain. I was unconscious on track for a couple of minutes, so I knew it blew the wind up my family a bit, but had some pretty dark times. I'd say maybe, probably the first 3-4 months, and I didn't even think about probably coming back to the track at all. Racing was the furthest thing from my mind, and from basically really excited for the carnival, what could lie ahead with some good horses around me to probably giving the sport away from injury and not sure how we'd recover, to then really looking forward to just getting back on the horse. We had another newborn. We had our second little girl, our second child, our little girl Bella. That really helped me and lifted me, and it wasn't until probably January, February that I really probably got the mojo back to start trying to get back and ride again. Yeah, crazy how it all happened. And I only got the ride because Jason he was riding both her and Sajardin, and he picked Sajardin. She drew barrier 1 on the Tuesday morning, and from that moment I just knew I was in a live chance. I thought I was in a first 5 ride. I was so excited to ride her, and everything sort of worked out okay early, but wasn't ideal. I thought my race was gone here. I was shattered. I went from thinking before the race I could win it to mid-race thinking I had no chance, and then about the 250 metre mark I knew I was home. Just knew when this little gap come, I just knew she'd explode through, and the feeling going through my body was crazy. They're hard to win any race, let in Group 1, but let alone a Golden Slipper. The luck that eluded me at the start of the year happened all for me this carnival, and crazy.